Welcome back everyone, and today I'm back with another reaction to Brandon Herrera. This time I'm reacting to the STG-44, the original assault rifle. Now, I know that some people think that AK is actually a copy of this rifle, but it really is very different internally, and it only looks kind of similar on the outside. And let's see what Brandon has to say about that. Let's start.
The AK-47 and the M16 platform of rifles are two of the most iconic assault rifles of all time. But what do those two things have in common? They were both used to kill communists. On the AK-47 side, it was mostly used by communists to kill communists who complained about bread lines a little too loud. That's neither here nor there. What else do they have in common? Well, they have a common ancestor. The gun that would forever change warfare by really popularizing the idea of the modern assault rifle, or storm rifle, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sturmgewehr, or the STG-44.
So yes, this, the name of it means basically assault rifle or storm rifle, as the Germans chose to put it, but this is basically the first one in history and where the name really came from.
STG-44.
Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, love full auto. Very nice to see every time.
I call this one the journalist.
Oh yeah. Very cool. And very reliable, I can see. No jamming, no bad things happening at all. Very nice.
Oh, I love the smell of Holland in the morning. Smells like Operation Market Garden. Ladies and mostly gentlemen, the Sturmgewehr. Those who know will know, but for those who don't know, let me break it down to you. This is the grandfather of the modern assault rifle, and that is the case for a couple of ways. So first off, a little bit about the gun itself. This rifle was developed during the tail end of World War II by the legendary
44, standing for 1944, obviously.
Firearm designer Hugo Schmeisser, also the man who revolutionized modern warfare with the basic invention of the submachine gun with the MP-18. So after changing the trajectory of firearm history once, he decided to do it again with the STG-44. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Brandon, the last time you tried to talk about a German machine gun of World War II that was used by the Nazis, the leftists tried to cancel you. Well, Antonio Gonzalez, he tried to cancel me. So yeah, leftists tried to cancel me. Yes, that is true. People tried to paint me as a neo-Nazi for thinking that German weapons of World War II were cool and wanting to talk about them, despite the fact that in that video, I specifically said I didn't like Nazis. But hey, don't let me ruin a good smear campaign with those pesky facts. But I'm here talking about it today because I think this is one of the most fascinating parts of the evolution of the modern combat firearm.
It sure
and again,
is.
because I think history is cool, regardless of how pussies feel about it. But anyhow, the story of its adoption is actually one of the cooler ones. So German leadership really identified with the potential of the STG-44. So you have to remember, in 1944, the average rifle being issued to an infantryman looked nothing like this. Looked a lot more like a bolt-action Mauser or Lee Enfield's. America kind of had a big dick swing in with the M1 Garand because that was at the bare minimum semi-automatic. Of course, things
yes, legendary pink. Very, very nice.
Like the MP40 and the Thompson were fully automatic, but those are submachine guns, so they're still shooting pistol calibers. There really wasn't much that bridged the gap between a submachine gun and a rifle caliber cartridge that could be used at extended distances, that carried a lot more firepower. So that's when Schmeisser said, hold my German.
Yeah, there were really only machine guns and just simple rifles, like those he told about.
Stout, and came out with the STG-44. STG-44, which really perfectly bridges that gap. I mean, you have so many features of a modern assault rifle in this, from the pistol grip to the ability.
That's actually pretty similar to the AK, but a bit more angled, I think.
To be select fire. So this goes from semi-automatic to fully automatic with the flip of a button. You have detachable magazines with
Very
an
nice.
intermediate cartridge, a smaller rifle cartridge, not the crazy big, you know, 30-06, 8mm Mauser like a lot of rifles used at the time. Something a little smaller, more compact, and more importantly, something easier to hold a lot of, and for the average infantry soldier to be able to carry a lot of. I mean, there's just so many design features of this that are ahead of its time, really, for what was commonplace in 1944. So a lot of the people that were going to be issued this really loved it. A lot of the German leadership really loved it. You know who didn't love it? Hitler.
Okay, why?
But no joke, Hitler apparently, as the story goes, really did not like the idea of Sturmgewehr, or really anything that wasn't submachine guns. He was apparently infatuated with the idea of a submachine gun and said, we need more things like the MP40, which, if you've ever shot one, dope. I understand what the hang-up was. It's a pretty cool weapon. So apparently he wanted to shit-can the STG to focus on more submachine guns, which, I mean, if you know anything about where the future of small arms went after that, you know that that was not a good idea. I know this may be shocking to some of you, but Hitler wasn't exactly right about a lot of things.
Yeah, of course.
But a lot of the German leadership did see the potential in what this gun could become. So that's why they pulled a little sneaky on him. Moving forward, instead of calling it the STG-44, they manufactured the same gun while giving it a submachine gun designation, which is the MP-44.
Pretty funny.
Which is why you hear those names used interchangeably. This gun that we actually have here today is marked MP-44, so this would be one of those guns.
Interesting.
Apparently he got wise to that too, and of course the rest is history. Not like it really mattered from that point on. By the time it was all decided, things weren't exactly going well for them. Kind of hard to get verified specific details on that and a paper trail and a lot of those things, but that is the story of the STG-44/MP-44. It's also worth noting that this example of the STG-44 that we have here with us today is an original. It was rebuilt from a parts kit, but it is a re-weld from an original gun.
Okay, nice.
Which means this is a beautiful piece of history that I have the privilege to show you on the channel today.
Very nice.
Here I thought we'd try something a little different with our standard White Claw penetration test. What we're going to do this time is use our lovely volunteer right here, and we're going to shoot an apple off of his head.
Very interesting. In full auto, I'm sure is how he's going to do it.
Oh, pineapple. Close enough. Getting banned from the carnival in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay, it wasn't, okay.
Well, looks like our guy's pretty safe.
I'm sure we'll see more full auto later. Oh, here it is, I guess.
Never let them know your next move.
Very cool.
So, got our claw here. And yeah, that's pretty well ripped up.
That's good
We're not
damage.
just demonstrating that the 8mm Kurs can penetrate a White Claw. Kind of saw that one coming. Even though I was in full auto with the fairly manageable cyclic rate of the STG-44, I was able to squeeze off exactly one round and do it accurately.
Oh, okay, so he wasn't full auto after all. That's interesting. That's cool that you can do this.
Albeit that was at handgun distance, but you get the point. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but we actually did get a finished firing AK-50.
Oh yeah.
You probably want to be
I've reacted to that, of course.
one of the first people that gets to shoot it. Well, you actually can. From now until midnight on Tuesday, May 28th, we are doing a giveaway that one lucky donor to my congressional campaign is going to get a trip with you and a +1 to come out to San Antonio, Texas, and be one of the first people to shoot the AK-50. Not only
Okay, that's really cool. Good luck, guys, whoever's gonna try to participate in that.
But to sweeten the pot, you'll actually be able to, if you want, cameo in the next AK-50 video that we do from that point. So you get to be one of the first people to shoot the finished AK-50, and you can be in one of our videos. Every increment of $5 is a new entry to win. Links to the campaign are down in the description and in the pinned comments. So on top of it, not only are you entering to win a trip to San Antonio, hang out with us, shoot the AK-50, maybe be in a video, but you're also helping unseat a gun control rhino. And really just sending a big middle finger to Washington, D.C. and all the establishment types in it, which, I don't know, to me that's worth $5. Sounds like a damn good deal to me. I'd take that deal. You take that deal? I'd take that deal. Damn good deal. Let's say your name is War Daddy, you're trekking through France, and you happen to get your hands on one of these. You better know how to use it. Well, the ergos, I mean, for a gun from 1944, actually pretty rad.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Pretty close to modern. So, let's start with our safety. This is my safety, sir. Here, your selector position is in safe, as you cannot pull the trigger. And when you drop it down to fire, obviously you can. Magazine.
Okay, so it's separate safety and the full auto selector. Interesting.
Release is this big old button here. The magazine is
Nice.
real stiff, but there you are.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and show clear. No ammunition
Yes,
in the gun.
of course,
So one of the things
as
that
you
makes
always should.
this an assault rifle, and yes, that is a real term. A lot of people want to say that, oh, assault rifle is not a real word, it's just a term that was made up by the left to try to push gun control and scare people. No, you're thinking of the term assault weapon. Assault weapon doesn't have a real definition. Assault rifle, very real thing. It's an intermediate cartridge rifle that has the ability to be select fire, meaning you can toggle it from semi to fully automatic. This is an assault rifle.
The first one, of course. The original, as he says in the title.
This invented the word assault rifle.
Yes, here it
This was
is.
an assault rifle before assault rifles were cool. Just called a Sturmgewehr a hipster. Anyhow, this is your fire selector. So this is what allows you to go from semi to full auto. So right here, we have it in semi. So when I reset this, it's in full auto, I forgot. So right now it's in full auto, let's pop it into semi. So here, if I pull the trigger, and I rack the, let's say I fired a round, it resets. Not another round is fired. I have to go off the trigger and then pull it again to fire another round. But when I push this through, then every time it fires, automatically fires another round.
Very
Speaking
nice.
of intermediate cartridge, the ammo that we were using is 8mm Kurz, which is this bad boy right here. If this looks familiar, it should, because this looks exactly like 7.62x39.
Oh, interesting.
Another intermediate cartridge. This, of course, being AK food. This, of course, being, well, the thing that started it all. Or realistically, it's just 7.62x39 when it's cold outside. It's also pretty expensive, so we appreciate Denver Bullets for helping us out with some of this stuff. Also now, because you've been good little boys and girls, I'm gonna give you a little something extra as a treat.
Oh,
This right here is an AK chambered in the same caliber as the STG-44.
Oh, interesting.
8mm.
I haven't seen
It's
one
actually
like
a
that.
project build from our head gunsmith, Zach. Just a Khyber Pass kind of build, an 8mm Kurz. Apparently they do that over there, and I think actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's where this magazine is from. So he's done a lot of things to it to give it that Khyber Pass kind of look, whether it's just the mismatched parts, the selector, underfolder, this custom comp on the front end, even down to one of the rivets on the trigger guard is actually made of brass.
Okay.
Which is just, it's a bunch of little cool details.
It's funny.
The broken off
Pretty
gas
cool.
tube lever, even down to the Circle 69 factory stamp. Cool little build. Question is, does it run? I don't know, Zach, let's check out your handiwork.
Oh yeah. It sure does run. Very nicely.
It do run. So it's kind of nice, you know, to see the grandkids paying homage to their ancestors, you know, considering this gun has direct lineage back to the STG-44. To have one that is chambered in the same caliber is, I don't know, I just think it's neat. That and,
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm somewhat of an AK guy myself, so figured it was worth bringing up. Now
The AK guy.
the million-dollar question. How does it work? Well, pop a squat, because I'm going to tell you. I just think finding out how stuff like this works is really interesting. And if you're also interested in gunsmithing and weapons technology, then I would recommend checking out sdi.edu using the links in the description and in the pinned comment. So first off, we have a very HK style disassembly here in the rear. Pop this pin out.
Okay.
Like so. Pull this stock off, right off the rear. And then here we have our
That's a big spring.
recoil spring. Big old spring here. Kind of like an AR buffer tube spring, really. So now, this swivels down.
Oh,
like
interesting.
so. This all here is your fire control group, your trigger, your hammer, whole 9 yards. And then now, we have this channel here that goes all the way through the rear. So we are going to pull out,
Okay.
unlikely, we're gonna pull our bolt carrier group out. And here we have
Nice.
our tilting bolt and our long stroke gas piston. Long stroke gas piston being one of the only things this actually has in common with an AK, really, aside from the ergonomics. A lot of people like to think that the AK is just a carbon copy of the STG-44, but that's a pretty superficial way to look at it. Really, it's only if you're looking at pictures side by side and you're a Call of Duty kid, and you, you think because they look alike, they're the same thing. It's really not. There are some...
Yeah, you can see on this one that the AK pistol grip is not angled as much. But the magazine is more curved on it.
You think because they look alike, they're the same thing. It's really not. There are similarities, and really the STG-44 was a big inspiration for the AK and things like it, but it's a completely different operating system. As I've discussed...
But really, from what I heard, the actual inspiration for the AK's mechanics was actually the M1 Garand. It was pretty much the same mechanism, just turned upside down from what I've heard, so... that's really what we got to thank for the AK mostly, for how it works, really.
Just before, the AK's actual operating system takes a lot more inspiration from the M1 Garand. I'm not going to tizzle.
Now he's talking about it, of course.
Right now. If you'd like to see that video, it's over here. It's a photo of it. I don't know if it's clickable. I forget how YouTube works sometimes. I'm tired.
No, it's here. Okay.
It's been a long election cycle. Anyhow, the way that this locks up is that when this is in the gun, it locks on this surface down here by tilting down and locking right behind the mag well. So this tilts down like this, and then when the bolt carrier comes back, it picks it up and out of that groove, and then the gun cycles. The best way to demonstrate this is actually in the gun. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back together. Get in there. Anyway, check out the, through the ejection port here.
Okay.
You can kind of see as this claw comes back.
Yeah, interesting.
Up that bolt.
Very cool.
This bolt is tilted down slightly to lock.
Very German engineer, and I see.
And then when this picks it up,
of course,
it grabs it and pulls it out of that channel. And then when it goes back forward, it drops back down. And I just think that's pretty neat. Also, last little note here, this dust cover, very reminiscent of the AR-15. Again, little details like that. Very neat to see. You know, really in firearm design, there's something that I say a lot, and it's become a running joke in the shop. There's nothing new under the sun. There really is a million ways that things that are being done today have been done throughout firearm history, developing different branches of the family trees of guns that exist. And it's just kind of neat to see all these little nuances.
Yeah, it's cool.
That came 80 years before. I think it's neat.
Yeah, really cool seeing all the development, the history in there.
If you've watched this far, you do too. Because after all, it's our autism, and we get to choose the special interest.
Oh yeah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the STG-44. It's a real fun video for me. I've been wanting to make this for a while, but you know, these guns can be a little finicky, so sorry it took so long, but I've been really wanting to do this video. I love this gun. I think it's so cool. It's just a neat video for me because, again, my passion for history and my passion for showing you guys firearm history and firearm mechanics and some of the etymology behind some of the more popular platforms today. It's also fun because it's a message directly to leftist media that I don't give a fuck what you think, and I'm gonna continue to do the things that I enjoy doing. So I'm not sorry, and you can go fuck yourself. But on that note, if there are any other historic firearms you guys would like to see on the channel that maybe we have our hands on, maybe we can get our hands on, we'll see. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you for staying to the end, and as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video.
See you.
Thanks. You follow me like you're gonna fucking see something. Show's over. Go home.
Is there anything else?
Okay, I was just making sure. I forgot that charging handle reciprocates.
In the face.
That would have been funny. This, of course, being AK food. This, of course, being, well, Polish food. God damn it.
So that was the STG-44. Very nice piece of history. Really cool to see. I like seeing guns like this on these channels. Like, I like Forgotten Weapons. I might react to videos from that channel at some point too. But, well, that's it for today. And bye for now.